The ancient Sumerians invented the wheel around 3,500 years before the Common Era, first for pottery, then for chariots. King Louis XIV of France took only 3 baths in his entire adult life. In 1567, Spanish conquistadors found potatoes in Peru and introduced them to Europe. Medieval monks copied manuscripts while chained to desks to prevent theft. The Great Wall of China contains rice flour in its mortar for stickiness. 19th century Arctic explorers suffered lead poisoning from poorly sealed canned food. Roman Emperor Tiberius banned kissing in public to prevent disease spread. In 1921, Albert Einstein's Nobel Prize money was given to his ex-wife per divorce terms. Aztec children were given alcohol as punishment for disobedience. Victorian needle girls risked blindness painting radium on watch dials. Genghis Khan's postal system had 50,000 horses and 10,000 stations. Ancient Egyptians used shrew mice to treat baldness. During the First World War, a fake Paris was built with wooden buildings to misdirect German bombers. Babylonian priests performed liver divination by studying sheep organs. In 1778, Captain Cook was mistaken for a god in Hawaii due to timing with a festival. Viking law required every free man to own weapons for village defense. 18th century wig makers used flour to whiten hair pieces, attracting mice. Mayan priests pierced genitals with stingray spines for blood rituals. Roman soldiers ate garum, a fermented fish sauce, as a daily condiment. In 1889, Eiffel Tower construction workers went on strike for hazard pay. Byzantine Emperor Leo III banned religious icons in 726 of the Common Era, sparking iconoclasm. Medieval English kings held swans as royal property. Harming one was treason. The first submarine attack occurred in 1776 during the American Revolution. 17th century Dutch painters mixed mummified remains into mummy brown pigment. Inca accountants used quipu knots to track taxes and census data. In 1916, Germany's bread office rationed sawdust as a flour substitute. Ancient Greek athletes rubbed olive oil and sand on their skin before wrestling. Victorian rocking horse manure was sold as garden fertilizer. Persian King Xerxes ordered the sea whipped after a storm destroyed his bridge. During Prohibition, United States vineyards sold wine bricks with yeast for home brewing. Egyptian pharaohs were buried with silver sandals for celestial journeys. 19th century miners detected fire damp with canaries only after 1896. Mongol warriors drank fermented mare's milk from leather bags called kokur. Roman gladiator helmets were found in England's River Thames in 1857. In 1938, a fake War of the Worlds radio broadcast caused panic in the United States. Aztec chocolate was flavored with chili peppers and vanilla. Medieval doctors believed unicorn horns neutralized poisons. The first escalator debuted at Coney Island in 1896 as an amusement ride. Ancient Chinese astronomers recorded a supernova in 185 of the Common Era. 18th century London chimney sweeps developed scrotal cancer from soot exposure. Viking women wore keys on brooches as household authority symbols. During the Second World War, United States soldiers melted chocolate bars into the D-ration tropical version. Babylonian math used a base 60 system, influencing modern time measurement. In 1812, Napoleon's retreating army melted church bells for bullets. Egyptian doctors treated burns with honey and grease bandages. 19th century log drivers rode river rapids balancing on floating timber. Roman roads included grome, or curbstones, and drainage ditches. Genghis Khan's spies mapped enemy territories while posing as merchants. Victorian gong farmers emptied cesspits at night for fertilizer. In 1906, San Francisco earthquake survivors drank wine from broken barrels. Mayan astronomers tracked Mars' retrograde motion. Byzantine silk production used smuggled silkworm eggs from China. Medieval knights' swords required 200 pounds of charcoal to forge. The first crossword puzzle was published in 1913 in the New York World. Persian qanats, or underground canals, irrigated deserts for 3,000 years. During Prohibition, United States hospitals prescribed whiskey for 27 ailments. Ancient Greeks offered honey cakes to appease underworld gods. In 1923, hyperinflation made German banknotes cheaper than wallpaper. Aztec midwives buried umbilical cords of warriors' sons on battlefields. 18th century sailors caught scurvy even with citrus due to boiling the juice. Roman Emperor Vespasian taxed public urinals, coining the phrase pecunia non olet, or money doesn't stink. Viking law courts met at outdoor thing sites with carved judgment stones. 19th century telegraph operators developed glass arm from repetitive motion. Egyptian priests shaved their entire bodies every 3 days for ritual purity. During the First World War, French troops used carrier pigeons with breast-mounted cameras. Babylonian King Hammurabi's laws included building safety standards. In 1884, Dr. Hervey Keyes patented a coffin with vertical escape shafts. Medieval archers' skeletons showed deformed left arms from longbow strain. Inca suspension bridges woven from grass ropes spanned 150-foot gorges. 17th-century Japanese Christians hid Kakure Kirishitan symbols in household items. Ancient Chinese generals used kites to measure wind speed for archers. Victorian ice wells stored winter ice under sawdust for summer use. Genghis Khan executed nobles who hunted without permission. Roman soldiers received vinegar rations as water purification. In 1911, Roald Amundsen used sled dogs to reach the South Pole first. Aztec merchants paid taxes in cocoa beans and jade. Byzantine fire grenades contained quicklime and petroleum. 18th-century Parisian cafes hired chess masters as paid opponents. Egyptian pyramid builders had state-funded healthcare clinics on site. During Prohibition, grape juice concentrate was sold with warnings, "Do not add yeast or ferment." Persian couriers ate onions and garlic for endurance during runs. In 1897, Indiana almost passed a law setting PI as 3.2. Mayan nobles wore jade inlays in their teeth. Medieval ale conners tested beer quality by sitting in puddles of it. The first traffic light exploded in 1868 London, injuring its policeman operator. Viking merchants traded amber for Middle Eastern silver coins. 19th-century whalers rendered spermaceti oil for smokeless candles. Roman gladiators' diets were mostly vegetarian for stamina. In 1945, a Japanese balloon bomb killed 6 people in Oregon. Aztec priests wore flayed human skins for 20 days after sacrifices. Ancient Greeks used dolphin symbols on coins for good luck. Victorian muffin men carried trays on their heads while ringing bells. Mongol warriors wrapped wounds in raw meat to stop bleeding. During the Second World War, British engineers designed exploding rat bombs. Egyptian scribes wrote with reed brushes on papyrus scrolls. 17th-century Dutch painters used camera obscuras for perspective. Inca runners memorized messages verbatim across the empire. In 1815, Tambora's eruption caused red snow in Hungary. Medieval pilgrims wore scallop shells to show they visited Santiago. The first known dentist was Hesi Ray in Egypt, 2600 years before the Common Era. Credits: script by your name or channel. Research and narration by your name or channel.